there yet.
Okay. YouTube, what's up? I know I was ready.
It's like,
what's up?
Throwing up gang sign.
right?
Oh, Jesus.
What's that about?
What's all that about? We don't know
What's that
about it.
about?
Were you part of the blues and the greens? Is it called the collards and the greens? Is that a gang?
The collards and the
You're
green.
part of the collards and the greens?
What are you talking about?
The gangs, Kiki. She was throwing up gang signs. That's a gang,
Oh.
the collards and the greens.
The collards.
I didn't know
Part
what
of the
you were
collards
talking
and the
about.
greens, Jerry? Is that the gang? You're part of the collards and the greens?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Ain't got time for those things. I'm part of the collards and the green gang.
Yeah, but the collards.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
All right. So how about we have to start the show off on some sad news.
Oh, what? What happened? Who done died? Somebody died? Who?
Prince Markie Dee.
What? Fat Boys?
Yeah.
No. He was the last one, wasn't he?
I didn't think so. I thought there was another one left.
The
That there was because
the big one, the bigger
well, the
one.
human beatbox did pass away.
Yeah. And then there was the other
there was
one.
the other one. And that's a shame that we got to say the other one.
Well, they were the Fat Boys, so then the fat died, then the medium fat died, and Markie Dee lost weight, so he was like the smaller fat. Yeah, so he died.
He died.
Oh man. You know what, y'all? People dying ain't never died before.
You know what?
That's just the way it is. People died, it ain't never died before.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
That's
She
what
said
Mr.
People died that they never
That's
died
what
before.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown said that on the Browns. He said, "You
People
know
died
what?
that they never
Medea?
died before.
People died that ain't never died before." And it's the truth. You know, there's truth in that. There's truth in that. People are dying, ain't never died before.
People are responding to it.
And when did he must have just died, man.
He was 52.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a year older than him. What?
Mm-hmm. All right,
was it
you
the
ready
COVID?
to go?
Did they know?
No, it was a heart attack.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember him. We should play a little bit Fat Boys tonight. I don't know.
Fat boy. We got a school.
That's hungry food. And it's the truth.
We got to hang on one second.
That's hungry rap songs. That makes you hungry listening to they rap.
We got to school our millennial chick. Hang on one second.
You know the Fat Boys? Disorderly, the movie?
No, she still ain't watched School Days.
School Days was on the other day, Jerry. That was your homework for today.
School Days is on Netflix.
It's on
Netflix.
I didn't watch it yet.
What? Jerry, that was your homework.
I give up. God. I quit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You know, we got to watch millennial shows like Care Bears and the Power Rangers. I mean, like, come on.
We got to go that far.
We watch this stuff. Care Bears. Teletubbies.
No, Teletubbies. Teletubbies.
We trying to get you school to some real stuff.
No. Is it Teletubbies? No.
I don't know.
Let me see, because Vaughn was Blue's Clues. Vaughn was Blue's Clues.
Watch crime documentaries.
No, when you was a kid.
Oh, when I was a kid. I used to watch, Power Rangers, Mr. Rogers.
You ain't watch Mr. Rogers. You ain't know nothing about no Mr. Rogers.
I watch Mr. Rogers all the time.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Blue's Clues.
I remember.
Let's start the
I remember
show.
I said to my little goddaughter one time she watched Blue's Clues, and I said, "Oh, this is a nice little show." I said, "What happened to the one guy they had on? Because they changed the guys, She was like, "Duh, he went to college." I was like,
he went to college.
Right? I said, "Okay, baby." Like he probably got fired, but he sure did go to college.
Here we go.
She was a little kid. Duh, he went to college.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. Oh, I forgot we on the tube. Hey.
We on the tube. We've been on the tube, Sean.
It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast. Shouts to Urban Media today. We are live right now. It is Thursday, February 18th. If you're listening to us on Urban Media Today Radio, we appreciate you through Live 365 and tune in And that will be Saturday, February 20th. But today, we're going to talk about the top stories. And just before we hit before we hit start, we got hit with some bad news. Hip hop lost another one. Prince Markie Dee of the Fat Boys passed away at the age of 52. Apparently it was, according to allhiphop.com, TMZ did not even release this yet, which is sad that TMZ is like a credible source. But allhiphop.com released the news that he passed away of a heart attack, again at the age of 52. We were talking to Jerry, our millennial chick, about the Fat Boys, and she gave us deer in the headlights. She had no idea. So before we school her on some real hip hop, let me just introduce you to myself. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I am LaShawn, the chatter chick.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Jerry Tipton, the millennial chick.
That don't know nothing about nothing, child.
None by none.
No, I'm not going to say that. She's very smart. She's
Power
smart.
Rangers and the Teletubbies.
Is smart. So Jerry
she is
grew
kind.
Up,
She's kind too. She's kind.
Important. She is kind. She is important.
She's a millennial.
Jerry grew up in a different era than we did. And so when she grew up, hip hop had been around for some time. And LaShawn and I grew up at the beginning stages of hip hop when it first started, with late 70s, early 80s with Grandmaster Flash.
Well, no. Oh yeah, Count Cool. Is it
Grandmaster Flash? Yeah. Right.
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Curtis
Blow.
Sequence.
Sequence. Angie Stone was a part of.
Yeah.
Angie Stone was a part of Sequence.
She was. She was Angie B.
Of course, Jerry is still giving us.
Yes, that was Angie B. Yes, that's me rapping in the key of art.
Let me tell you something. Listening to that music today, you look at it like, I cannot believe we used to rock out to that.
Man,
like, we would skate to that. We would dance to that. We would have so much fun. But listening to the Fat Boys, I mean, you like Dougie Fresh. I'm sorry. Would not be Dougie Fresh without the human beatbox.
Let me tell you, my office today, office today at work, if anybody knows me, my favorite rap song of all times is The Show, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick.
Well, let me just tell you, Urban Media Today Radio plays The Show. So hopefully you're listening to Urban Media Today Radio in your office, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. Well, that's where I heard it from. So I was jamming with that today. I blasted in my office today and did my whole thing. My same dance I've been doing for a couple years.
What was your favorite Fat Boys song? Because they had a handful of hits though. Like
Boys.
We're moving on that longest Fat Boys.
That's all I know.
That one, All You Can Eat.
Yes.
Remember that one? And it was about eating.
Yes, it was. So that was like the key song for everybody. You know, you get to a buffet, you'd be like, yes.
I have a picture with the Fat Boys when they came to Pittsburgh for the Fresh Fest.
Yes.
Fresh Fest. Jerry's falling asleep. So let's hurry up and get to the hot
Jerry
topics.
don't know.
Jerry, when she do that slow blink, she was like,
yeah. I don't know them.
We're still mad Jerry hasn't watched School Days. I actually watched it. And I had to laugh because I thought about LaShawn. She's talking about Phyllis Hyman with the
that hat was all that.
Rest in peace.
That's bringing
Markie
me back.
Dee. Hip hop lost another one, man. 52. That's way too young. Way too young. So first,
Prince Markie Dee.
The guy from Whodini. Dang, I forgot his name. Man, he just passed away.
Who? Not Whodini. Who? Rapper John. Was it Leo?
I'm gonna let you keep. Yep.
What's the one?
I'm gonna let you keep.
He wore the tight pants. It couldn't be him. Was it him?
With the hat.
He died.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So Jerry, Whodini sang "Friends."
I know what he got.
How many of us have them? Yeah. Right.
When did he die? Let me look that up, man. We about to shut down the show, man.
We can't really talk too much, but yeah, it was John Ecstasy. That was his name. Yeah. Ecstasy. He was 56 years old.
Mm. Oh yeah,
December 20. He passed away in December.
I think I did hear that. I think I did. Yeah.
You're late. Right. All right, real quick, let's go through hot topics because I know that this is something that LaShawn wants to talk about.
Yeah.
So we talked a couple of weeks about this, and shouts to Portia Fox because I saw her Instagram live and she was going in about what people think about Lori Harvey dating Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
I am one of the people that I'm just tilting my head like, huh. So Lil Boosie, he's always putting his foot in his mouth. He went on and he got some backlash. He said that, you know, I think we need to stop giving the women the power with situations like this. Mm-hmm. Girls keep saying it's goals, but this is not goals. And we got to start giving the bachelors, the men who are running through a beautiful woman like this, the credit. We got to start giving the bachelors, the men who are running through the beautiful woman like this, the credit. He also said he threw in some F words. He said Harvey was being passed around. And then he responded to the backlash and he was like, I mean, if that's cool with you, fine. If you're okay with your daughter dating multiple men, I'm going to put it, I'm not going to say it the way he said it. Right. But he was like, then I can't say ish, suggesting that we're saluting women who get passed around, but will dog a woman who sticks around with a man who dogs her out or something like that.
Yeah, that's the most dumbest thing I've heard.
It is Boosie. It's Boosie. So
yeah, because he probably tried to get with her and she said no. All because she's selective and she's dating. What's wrong with dating? Like he's just putting around like she's being passed around. He's a hater. I'm sorry, Jerry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say that I think I kind of understood what he was talking about. Maybe it just came out the wrong way, and plus because it's him, Lil Boosie. But my thing is, we've been giving men praise, you know, for dating multiple women, having sex with multiple women, you know, stuff like that. What is wrong with a woman doing that? Like, I don't understand. She's young, she's beautiful. Go ahead and date. That's what you're supposed to do. Date multiple men. Now it seems like she found her actual, you know, the man for her, and it's Michael B. Jordan. I think that's another reason why people are making a big deal, because we talked about this on another show. He's like the good guy in our eyes, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a little bit like surprising to us, but I mean, they seem happy. They seem in love. And I know people's like, we don't know.
She seemed happy and in love with Trey Songz. She seemed happy and in love with Future. She seemed happy and in love with whoever was in line. My thing, I'm sorry, Jerry, but it just burns my biscuits, because if this is really what you want to do, and since you do what you want, you grown, you do what you want, you pay your own bills. None of your bills got my name on it. But since this is out in the public, it's giving us the right to publicly comment, right? Keep it chill. We don't need to know everything. If you really want this thing to work and don't want anybody to criticize, and they're not saying anything. Really, you don't hear Michael B. Jordan or Lori Harvey saying anything. Everybody else is saying stuff. Right.
Right, exactly. Because I wouldn't care.
Right. And maybe they don't. But me being who I am and me caring and swiping, that's all I do is swipe or no swiping. That's all I'm doing is swiping. I'm going to say something, because it's like, I saw that look before. Mm-hmm. I saw that look before. You did that before. So how can I mean, I get it, LaShawn. I get it. And everybody deserves happiness. And maybe I'm hoping that she did find happiness. I really do. I hope so. I hope this is the one. I hope she stops.
She probably, no, why does she have to stop? What if her happiness is dating? No one has to settle down. What if her happiness is finding someone because everybody's a season. It could be a season for her. There's nothing wrong with that. Date who you want. We don't know this woman.
We got 4 seasons, sis.
We don't know her personally. We don't know what relationship we have with them. If we see a woman out there dating multiple men, we think she's sleeping with all of them. She could could be friends with them. They could be cool with her. I bet you they probably say things that are very nice about her. If they don't, whatever. But I think this Boosie, Woozy, Dookie, whoever he is, I think he's a hater. I think he tried to get with her and she said no. And so then he gets a little upset about it. But then he's going to call up, like, if you want your daughter, it's like you're calling out Steve Harvey personally because of this thing that you feel against his daughter, because she wouldn't want to be with you, Voodoo, Boo Boo, or whoever his name is. Boosie, you know what I mean? This woman's business, you know.
She said
like,
Boosie.
But you know, the thing is that nobody, like, okay, so she dated Future. Future got plenty of children by plenty of women. I was just
about to bring him up.
Future's the dude. He's the man. You know what I mean?
At least
but she was a smart one to have kids.
I don't. You know,
here's the thing.
She didn't have kids by none of them.
It's.
Leave her. I love.
If you really, I'm not talking. All right, let me holler at you.
Go ahead. Holla.
Listen. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you real quick.
Right. What you say?
I want it to work for her.
Right.
Like I want it to.
And it is.
So do it differently, so it could work. So you just you jinxing it. You telling everybody you got the job before you got the job.
Well, wait a minute.
It ain't none of my business. I know.
Let me holler at you. Let's figure this out. What's the job? What is she jinxing? How come she ain't happy?
The relationship.
Right, what relationship?
This brother then rented out the aquarium wherever they are because he got money. He could do that,
and he says he's in love. You know, I saw something I saw something on television, and he said his parents said this looks like a good fit for him. His mama said that, right? So we didn't go about the history about how many people Michael B. Jordan has dated.
His mama don't be on the internet.
And now he was, you know, because she said it. I saw it.
No, it's because Steve Harvey be on Family Feud. That's why.
Is that what it is?
Because he hosted a Family Feud. That's why she won him.
Well, whatever the case, she happy for her son, right?
I want her to be
happy.
But
we don't say anything about Michael B. Jordan have been dating several women. It has not been married. He's the same age as her. And he has not been married. But what? Now that he decides that he wants to settle with this one, all because she probably dated less men than he have women, but all because she dated a whole bunch of people.
Do you think that it's because do you think that it's because she is chronicalizing everything? Like she's publicly shown, like he has dated multiple women,
and he shows his stuff.
And it is a double standard. I do hear it now coming out my mouth.
They show him, yeah. He shows his stuff too. He's on Instagram with Lupita. He's on Instagram with different women. You know what I mean? He has his little pictures too. He could just take a picture with somebody, but nobody says, oh, they'll say he's dating. You know, and it's not a big deal. And Harvey can take a picture with somebody. She's sleeping with him. What?
And what about
your life?
Name Nick Cannon.
I didn't say that.
He took out 2 women on Valentine's Day. You know, one was a baby's mom.
Yeah, one of them pregnant.
And one was pregnant. So it's like
he's the man.
Definitely, and there's probably even more. Like we've been heard about him.
Nah, he's the baby daddy.
Yeah, but
the man.
Anybody asking for him? Where is anybody asking him? Well, I just want you to be happy. Everybody's suggesting, well, dude, you must be happy because you got a baby's mama.
I just want him to get
mama.
up. The same advice I'm gonna give Future. Get up. Get up. Don't get caught slipping. It's gonna cost you. Literally.
I don't know. I tell you what, that Lori Harvey, I like her. I mean, I like her whole dating strategy. Date until you find somebody you really want to be with. You know, what's wrong with dating? She's not settling. I love her because she's not settling. She hasn't sat there and said, okay, well, I'm just going to be with this one. And then for little Boosie to talk about her, you know, and say, you know, we talk about the women that leave men, Boosie. We talk about the women that leave men that dog them. Like, why would you?
We don't leave men that dog us.
Yeah. Well, so why would we glorify that relationship?
I'm confused. I just want her to win. I want it to work.
I want her to find love.
I want that Will and Jada. I want that Gabby, Gabby and whatever his name is. I want that.
So we don't even. Yeah, I bet you they got.
But we don't even know what
they got situations and things going on. You know, Will and Jada got entanglements.
They squashed that rumor. They don't have that.
They have entanglements. She said it. She said they had. She said out her
She
mouth they
had
have
an
an entanglement.
entanglement.
She had
I heard
entanglement
how
while she was married. She had entanglement. Let me holler at you. That's what she said. So
Well, let's move because we only got 4 minutes. Entrepreneur BSimone. Is anyone familiar with BSimone? She was on
yeah,
106
yeah.
Park, and she's a what is it called? Shoot, influencer. So anyway,
oh,
she posted a video about manifesting love, and
Right.
it went viral on how women are way too critical of one another, or we're too critical about the man that we want in our life.
Right.
And she kept it RAW, raw, Eddie Murphy raw, like it was raw, like sushi raw. Okay,
sushi raw.
she was like, for women who say you gotta, I want a family man, but you're not speaking to your mother, or a man got to have a 6-figure salary, but you unemployed. A man got to have good teeth, but you ain't seen a dentist in 6 months or 6 years. She's speaking some truth. I get it, but she received backlash for, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if she got backlash for how harsh she put it or
Yeah.
how
She,
raw she put it, but
yeah.
sis was talking some truth though. I mean, I took it personal. I was like, okay.
I believe she got the backlash because of who she is. And also women came out saying that she plagiarized their work because there was another book that came out by someone and they wrote the same thing down, like write a list of the type of man you want, the type of life you want.
That's
And
not an original idea. A lot of
it's
Yeah,
people,
not.
that's been going around for a long
Iyanla
time.
said that.
Yeah.
Oprah said that.
And that's what a
I
lot
don't
of
know if
people,
she did. I don't know if she said that.
and I'm like,
I've gave that speech.
anyone, my mom gave me that speech. We learn about that, in school. Make a list of this and that, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I think because of the messenger, you know what I mean? Like she received a lot of backlash about it, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like
I
everything
do.
she said
I
was
believe it. I
very
think so.
It's
truthful.
again,
So,
it's a hater society and mentality. So the
Yeah.
ones that when you throw that stone and the dog that it hits that barked the loudest, it hurt them. And so
Mhm.
that's why
where you
everybody's
be
saying
getting these
everything.
old
I
sounder
know.
Cicely
I
Tyson,
know. Honor to
Caddyshack?
Sissy. Honor to Cicely.
That's the
Cecily.
Where you
sound
be
and the
getting
Okay.
these
dog.
old? Where you be
Yes.
getting these old sayings?
I know.
These
That's what
Chicken
being old
George,
wisdom gets you.
Chicken George.
Oh,
Kizzy
so
Ken Kizzy
She reading
Kente.
it. She reading the Chicken George Chronicles.
Yes. And it works. Yes.
Luigi.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Power to the
Jerry,
people.
Chicken George is a
Mhm.
character from Roots.
Roots.
Um,
Let me holler
Roots
at you,
was
Jerry.
written by Alex
Alex
I,
Haley.
Haley.
Alex Haley wrote the biography of Malcolm X. So,
mm,
Did he do the
yeah,
biography Malcolm X,
yes,
Alex Haley?
yes,
yeah.
I didn't know that was
yes.
him. Ooh, shots out. Ooh, that's moment of silence. Okay, I'm done.
Right, I'm back.
But I'm back.
That moment.
Um,
Come
So we
back.
need to stop being so critical. If
yeah, we
if
need to.
if it
It's
make a list
true.
about you, make a list for yourself. If you're going to be real picky about the man that you want to date or the woman that you're going to date, make sure that you can match them. I'm
Right.
totally not a match. I'm totally not. I'm
It's
not.
it's not a match. It's not even a match. It's okay. It's okay if you have standards and there's certain things that you want. That's perfectly fine. I would say to go for that.
Mm-hmm.
But if that hinders you from finding, because that become when everything isn't checked off on your list, then you're saying, okay, then the right person out isn't out there for me. No one's perfect. And you're looking for someone that's totally perfect. But if there's certain things that you want, stay with your list, but be okay, be flexible, because there's certain things that people can grow into.
Mm-hmm.
Things could happen. You might want this like wonderful looking Barbie doll looking girl or Ken doll looking guy, and an accident comes and he doesn't look like that no more because you asked for these qualities, these like, physical things that after an accident, they're not there. So, go a little deeper with your search. Like, what do you want? Like, you want them to, if, like, for me, I want a man that loves the Lord. That's important. That knows the Lord. That's important to me. And those are things that I'm not wavering on.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, but I'm not all that like with his teeth. Well, teeth is important because mine do shine. But, that's, I just don't want you. You know, like that's something we can get fixed. You got a dental plan. Let's work on that, because you might be busy. You ain't had time to fix those fronts. But when you do get a chance, holler at your girl, get that done. You ain't gonna keep walking around with that. You know what I mean? Like, let's
Whistling
work
with your mouth
together.
closed. Whistling
Yeah.
with your mouth closed.
Whistle.
All right.
You know, spitting all the food out. Like, come on now, you wasting good food because you done missed these
I
fronts.
can't. All
That's
right.
good food
We're gonna take
missing.
a quick break because somebody needs
Jesus,
help.
take the wheel.
If they're thinking about switching teams because of the pickings. I don't know if the standards are too high or too low. We're gonna read some Hey Girl Hey email and see what the the other code cracker has to say about this one. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media Today. Hold on. I'll wait for her to finish her text.
Oh.
Hey Girl Hey.
Hey.
Hey Girl Hey podcast, Urban Media Today. You know what? You are listening. If you're listening on Saturday, then you are listening on Urban Media Today Radio, which is an amazing internet radio station, online radio station, plays best in hip hop, R&B, classic hip hop, some classic R&B like Anita Baker, Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, some classic hip hop like Whodini, and also LL Cool J, your favorite.
And the Fat Boys.
Yeah, definitely the Fat Boys. If you have a request, you can call 412-709-6130. It is time to address some Hey Girl, Hey Mail. And we usually allow the other code cracker, not Steve Harvey or Shirley Strawberry, but LaShawn, to kind of crack this one. Here is the letter. I was approached by a woman, and I've never been with one, but not closed off to the idea. I've been single for a while, and I haven't been, I've been single for a while, and I haven't been seeing eye to eye with men lately. They just don't get me. And although I've only talked to her over the phone, I like her conversation. I'm nervous about pursuing anything because I'm just not sure if I'm giving up too soon on men or if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I just want to be with someone who gets me and can take care of me and not stress me the hell out all the time. My friend says I shouldn't because it's not really what I want and that I'm just playing with feelings and I won't find happiness. Like I said, I'm not closed off to the idea, but I'm also not completely sold on it either. Should I just say F it and take the shot?
Ooh. Well, you won't know until you try. you don't, like,
Can you elaborate?
I've been in that woman's situation. There was times, y'all know my guy stories where it's like, you know what? F it. Maybe I'm supposed to be with a woman. You know what I mean? But deep down inside, do I want that? No. I want a husband with children. Have children.
Why don't you want it?
I don't
want it's wrong, or is this not something you're attracted to?
You love who you love. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think that it's wrong. I just don't think it's something that I could do personally, like get in a whole relationship with a woman. I do not think that's for me. But there was a point in time where I was like feeling just like the woman, who sent the email, where it's like, I feel like men don't get me. You know what I mean? Like a woman will automatically get me because I'm a woman. You know what I mean? And then like with a woman, it's more of like a more of emotional connection. And you know what I mean? More than a man, it's more physical. You know what I'm saying? Even mental with a woman. So it's just like meeting like a best friend, except that you're intimate with. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely see where she's coming from. She probably gave up on men and, she wants to try something new. Maybe it is. You don't know until you try. I wouldn't say knock it, but in the same breath, I would let the other woman know who, you're pursuing or she's pursuing, like, hey, listen, I never really been with a woman before. I just want to try this out. And just so, I feel like there needs to be communication involved so that nobody gets hurt. But if she wants to do it, then do it.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Take the shot. I mean, if everybody else knocking your door down,
you never know. You never know.
And you never know. And you know what? I think that and for for a lot of people that I know that are lesbian, what I've the what I've gotten just in the conversation is they kind of go through the same things. If you have a lesbian who is the more dominant,
Yeah,
and then you have the
right.
one that's more feminine, they go through the same things that heterosexual couples go through. It's not anything different. They have feelings. Some lesbians are dogs, and some
Yeah.
are cheaters, and some, I remember listening to Jasmine Sullivan's hotels, and one of the scenarios was a woman
Yeah.
that she
Oh,
fell in
yeah.
love with another woman, and she, they moved in together, and they fell in love, and they got engaged, and she introduced her to her friend, and and her and a friend ended up sleeping together, and she broke up
Yep.
with the girlfriend. So things, they go through the same thing.
Right.
I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with, maybe there is. If you're spiritual, you just
Right.
want to stick to, you want to stick to the code. No. But I mean, I say go for it.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
And maybe she'll introduce you to somebody as a guy.
Right. Maybe she was.
And
How
you be
does
like,
that work?
I like your dad. I,
I don't
Yeah.
know. You know
I
what?
love a family reunion, a Sunday dinner. I'm just, hey, Mr. Parker. You just never know.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I mean, certainly personally, that's not my choice, and
Right.
so be it if it's somebody's choice. But
Mhm.
I do have a friend that she fell in love with her best friend, and they have been best friends for a long time, and I was so shocked. I was like, "But you guys are friends, you know?" And
Yeah.
she says, "Doesn't everyone want to be with fall
Their
in love with
best
their best
friend.
friend?"
Yep.
And I was
Yep.
like, yeah. She said, my best, and she told me, she said her best friend just happened to be a
A
woman, and
woman.
that was her best
Right.
friend. And so that's what so they're engaged to be married. um so I mean,
I wonder if anything will change,
yeah, because ever since I've been knowing her,
because
she's
now it's
always
different.
had, always
Yeah.
had a man in her life and everything. And then her best friend was always there for all of that. She talked to her about everything.
She was like
I
Robin and Whitney.
Oh, ooh, shots out. Oh,
No,
oh, I'm
Oh,
back. That's too much right there. I just got to give a little silent
I'm
prayer.
just saying.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
just
but
saying.
I mean, everybody deserves to be happy.
right.
But when she says nobody's knocking at her door, that could be timing too. So, why don't you, in this meantime, I think if you're going to move to the other sex, I think people that do, they felt that for a while.
Right.
I don't think it's anything that springs upon you. I think it's something
Right.
that you've been feeling. You know what I mean? So but and if it's not right for her, because I think what's interesting is that when people tell you that they're gay, and they change everything about them, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, are you being yourself, or are you changing to be someone else because you think you have to play this role? Be yourself, whoever you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If this is you, this is you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my thing to this person, that um if it's a rush thing, if you're rushing into it just to do it because no one's knocking at your door, and you feel, I need to try this because nobody wants me, that's not the reason.
Right.
If this is you and this is what you want to do, or take some time before you step into this too, because you're going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to think, Absolutely nobody wants you," because you don't understand relationships yet. You don't understand staying to yourself and keeping to yourself and finding yourself in the in between time when there's no relationship. So after you fall out one, doesn't mean you have to fall into another one. Take some time to
Mm-hmm.
yourself and
Takes
see what works best for you. Don't say nobody's knocking at your door. Maybe, close your door for a little bit. Why don't you close the door, get to know you, and then come out however you want to come out the closet or the door or whatever. Come out
mm,
with however, but take some time for yourself. Don't say nobody's knocking at your door if you haven't had quite shut the door yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
Okay.
if that makes sense, but that's how I feel.
How about shutting the door on forgiveness? So another hot topic, Justin Timberlake had apologized earlier this week to his ex-girlfriend Brittney Spears, who's going through some things, child.
Oh, is.
And Janet Jackson saying that he cares and he respects these women. He knows that he failed them. He claimed that the industry is flawed. He said that the industry sets white men up for success.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that.
He and Brittany had dated back in the 90s, but
I remember
and
that.
it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, you were just a bad boyfriend.
Cry Me a
But for
River.
this,
That was the
right,
song.
but for this one, he like the apology to Janet. I don't think that it should have been grouped up with Brittany. I honestly believe that he should have been like on Instagram Live,
Yeah.
like singing until she put in the request to join you on Instagram Live. Like he should have been on there because he kind of left her out there. This is an apology that comes after the Super Bowl performance, the infamous wardrobe malfunction. And this happened in 2000 or mid 2000, 2011, 2000, something like that. And he's just now apologizing.
Yeah.
Well, so is there a time limit on when you can on when you should apologize or when you should forgive?
I don't know. See what gets me sometime if you apologize too quickly. Some people say you didn't have time to think about it. You're just saying you're just apologizing because you just. So then if you take too long, I think some years might be a little long. But when it happened, he was young and immature. I'm going to tell you, 10 years is a big difference from when I was in my 20s to when I was in my 30s, and certainly from my 30s to my 40s, how much I have learned and I reflect back on. And even now in my 50s, when I think about some things that I actually have to go back and apologize to myself for being hard on myself on things. And I know I certainly need to go back to some people because of the way I treated them like years ago because of immaturity. So I don't think timing is always a problem.
Right.
I think not saying it at all or not coming to the understanding that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
I think this time right now of everything going on, and even with the different TV shows that are going on, people are understanding, and white men are understanding the power that they have and how they've been privileged for so long. Whenever somebody comes back and apologize for that power and really recognize it, I'm okay with it because you got it. Whenever your light comes on, I'm okay. Just because I'm okay because your light came on.
Right. Not to mention, with men anyways, it takes them a little bit longer to grow up. Like you said, the time difference in 10 years, how, I don't know how he was back then, I think he was in his 20s, right? Maybe late 20s. Up until now in his late 30s, he, like you said,
he's a married man with kids.
Exactly. He thought about it, was like, you know what, that was wrong. So like the apology and even forgiveness takes a lot of time. And like, that's something that should not be rushed. That's a part of a healing process for people. And it can be a lot, for someone to go through whatever it was and then learn to forgive that person. So definitely for forgiveness, I do not believe there is a time limit on that. You'll do it whenever you're ready, and sometimes your mind is still developing and stuff as time goes on, and we're still learning about things, and we have to be forgiving within ourselves before we can forgive other people. So definitely no time limit on that. You'll do it whenever you're ready. That's how I see it.
I think forgiveness needs to be quick, and you need to move on. Like, I forgive you, I move on, because I cannot keep saying I don't forgive you. That's just, and you're moving on with your life, and I'm sitting there with the bitterness of unforgiveness. That's something that needs to be quick. Now, apologies, I need you to think about what you did. That's why, when kids are little and they're little, they don't have a hope. They just been here for a little while. People say they're going to put you in timeout. They set them in
you can think about what you
timeout.
did.
You need to think about what you did. You got to start that young. So, but forgiveness, that needs to be quick, because I don't need you to rent that unforgiveness space in my head. I'm sitting there thinking about you all the time, about what you did, and you living your life.
Right.
So
You don't forget about it. I forgive you. I'm done. I close the door. I'm out. I
here I
got
am
things to
with
do.
it. I get it. I agree with both of you. What both of you are saying. Where my hang up is when you apologize publicly, like on social media, is that for you? Do you think that you should have if I did something to you, Sean, and I did not, and I don't know if Justin reached out to Brittney or Janet, but just, if he did not, and he took it to social media to publicly apologize to them and did not reach out to them personally,
Right.
I
Then
got a
he
problem with that
disgraced them.
because you did that for yourself. But you did that for yourself.
But if you disgrace me publicly, you need to apologize publicly. That was
Also
the
in
form that you
private.
used.
And also, don't just leave
And
it there.
also in private. Don't just
Call
leave it
me,
there.
brother.
But you know what? You did this publicly. Don't keep fronting on doing all this stuff publicly, and then you will come to me and say, I'm sorry. Huh? But then you go and keep repeating that same behavior. That behavior got to stop. But that probably happened. What happened was probably people said something about it, and so since this has been going on, and yeah, it needs to be a public apologies. He needed to say that definitely, but I think he probably, his publicist or somebody reached out to the Jackson camp and the Spears camp. Because I don't know if you talk to people. I don't know how his relationship, but I think I saw something where Janet Jackson said he was a really good friend of hers. So I don't know, if they were all that cool. I mean, if they're still that cool or whatever. But hopefully she has forgiveness in her heart and they can move on. They both got families. I mean, if I knew you and we were cool and you had kids, I want my kids to know your kids.
Right.
Like, let's get this over with. Let's talk. Let's talk this out. Let's hash this and stop it. I don't want it to go years and years and then my kids grow up and be like, yeah, remember my dad did this. But the fact that he acknowledged that even after the Super Bowl, Janet Jackson was like banned from the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
After that, and he came back a couple years later and played the same
and performed
stage
again.
Yeah, and it didn't
like he
even
could
call
have refused that and said, I want to bring Janet on, let's redo it.
But it was all about the money. It was all about the notoriety because he was young and immature. So now that he's sitting on top of the money, he didn't pay his bills and cash the check.
Well, Brittney also came out with a documentary, and I think Janet's Control reached 25 years, and Billboard made #1 again or something like that. So
so I
maybe
mean,
it was just,
you can't stop my blessing, you can't stop my hustle. It's not going to happen like that. So they all kept on moving, but he had to do that apology. I think. I think it helps him, and it's a better life for him as a grown man.
Right. It does.
That's grown man draws.
I'm glad we're talking about apologies. I want to take a quick break and get into this last one. I want to share a moment of transparency with you if I can. So let's take a quick break. Oh boy. Let's take a quick break. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast, the Urban Media Today. Hold on. All right. Hey Girl Hey is the Hey Girl Hey podcast, the Urban Media Today. For Girl Talk, a moment of transparency, please. And I wrote this out so I can make sure that I have the information right. Because, when you go freestyle, you kind of miss some things and you have to retract and then.
Right.
But so I was having a conversation with a friend who is a man, and he's very successful. He has a very successful business. Of course, he's a businessman. I'm a businesswoman. I have my own business, and we work together on a few projects. And I find him to be a very knowledgeable person. And I can learn a lot from him. So he and I, from time to time, we sit down and we have a lot of serious conversation. He drops a lot of gems, and I'm kind of, I'm receptive. I'm going off script here, but I'm receptive to the information that he shares with me, but not 100% because his experiences are different because he's a man. And so it's like, I can't go in hard. Like he was like, I'll sleep when I die. I'm like, look here, Jeezy, I can't, I need to take naps. There's no way I'm not. No.
I need that power nap.
So we have conversations, and we had one conversation earlier this week, and he was talking to me about his goals and his ambitions and plans of becoming successful. And he says, I see myself in a private jet. I see myself on the cover of Fortune magazine. And then he asked me, like, where do you see yourself? In 10 years, where do you see yourself? And, I'm playing around. And I said, I see myself on Essence magazine, first thing that came out, first thing. And he just looked at me. And I explained that, being a woman and being a Black woman to this society is looked at as a double negative. It's a lot harder for us to achieve these goals because of where we are and where we stand and where we've come from, right? Yeah. And I went on to say that I do have to collect a lot of information and resources. I need to collect it from anybody that's willing to share, but sometimes it's even harder to get those things from other Black women because lack of trust. There's been times, I'm going off script again, there's been times that I've wanted to call people, women, Black women that I know that are successful in business or knowledgeable. And I wanted to get advice from them, but then I thought, like, am I going to look weak to them? Will they share all that they know with me? Will they take over? Will they offer too much? Will they, right. I'm going through this battle in my head, yep. and because of being a Black woman, just lack of trust and lack of confidence. He said that I said to him, I can't sit down with a white woman and expect her to share with me what she can. And even if she does, I can't use it because I'm not a white woman. And it made me think about the story, LaShawn, that you shared about trying to get the business loan and you couldn't get the business loan. And so your friend who's Caucasian said, I'll help you, just put it in my name. And it's just like, damn, I can't.
Yeah, I'm like $775 on the credit.
Oh, I'm gonna need you to put my cable bill. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna holler at you later. All right, cool. So anyway, so when I said that, he looked at me. He said that he understood, but he did not completely agree with me. He said, I can learn from anybody. He says, you can learn from a crackhead if you wanted to. There's people know things that you could just take it and use it as a tool to help you. And he went on to talk to me about some other things, and we kind of left the meeting, at that. And after I got off of my inspiration cloud, I thought about it and I said, oh my God. I just told this man that I cannot get advice from a white woman because I feel like I don't have the same advantages as a white woman, which is true. But I forgot he's married to a white woman. He is not white. Mm-hmm. He is not Black. And I did not understand if I didn't think, I was like, oh my God, did I offend him? And immediately, see, here I am. It's not really about the apology or me thinking that I offended, but immediately I wanted to take back what I said because I want to protect what someone thinks of me, knowing I fully felt everything that I said, but because I felt like I offended someone or I offended him. Oh, let me just take it back. Let me just take it back. Or let me just apologize. I didn't mean what I said. I did mean what I said.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So right. I guess the question is, should I be apologetic? I did leave him a message. I left him a voice message and just said, and I said, I don't want you to think that, I was, shitting on your wife. That's not the case. That wasn't it at all. No. And I appreciate it. I told him, I thank you so much for lending all your expertise and your time. And you don't have to do that. And I thank you for doing that. And I consider you a mentor, blah, blah, blah. He never responded. He hasn't responded yet, which I think is going to be fine. I think it's going to be okay. But for me now, that's in my head.
Yeah.
First what I said, and then me wanting to take it back. Right. And apologizing for it. So it's out right now.
Would you want to say something, Jerry?
No. I was
just listening to what you're saying, Kiki. It just sounds like a lot of things that you feel. It's okay that you stood in your truth. That's the way you feel. Unapologetically, that's you. That's the way you feel. And your experience is your experience. But on the flip side of that too, it is it's a lot of what do other people think,
Yeah.
because you said, and when you were saying, I didn't call the other black women because I didn't want to feel weak to them, and I didn't want to, so you put
Yeah.
your what you feel, you projected it on how you think they would feel, which makes it seem like, there's black women who do not exchange information, who talk, they
But
will.
that's
You just,
true.
Yeah.
well, but what you said is you think that they would do this. Now, if you said to me that I've talked to a few and they didn't do this, and the ones that I talked to, my suggestion would be like, talk to another group, because there are
Mhm.
women that give out information. We do not hide information like that. That is just
Yeah.
not how we grow. And I got a nice positive group of women, and we do talk, and that is like a big pet peeve of mine. Um, when I hear it, because some people are like, "Well, how, they'll say a certain group, how that group is." No, I don't. Tell
Hmm.
me, what was your experience?
But
Because
doesn't that come from experience? That comes from something actually happening. Someone comes up with that thought
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
happened either to them or somebody that they know.
right.
Hmm.
But I'm just talking about your conversation. Like, if you called, like,
Yeah.
give them a call. Just talk to them. Give them a call. It doesn't matter. Your perception is what you think they might think.
Right.
Call them and see what they think. You know what I mean? Maybe there might be one. I mean, you could have called me. I'm good. I'm a wealth of
You
information.
people
I'll be
too
like,
busy though.
boom. I know, but I do get back to people. But you get. I'll say, hey, listen, this is what I think. That I think this works out really. You got, because there's people that do that, and also when it came to him, um, certainly him being, you said he wasn't white, but a man of color. You weren't projecting anything about his wife. You're projecting your experiences that you had, and
Right.
why you don't feel comfortable saying that to a white woman. And I get his point too, where he says, I'll talk to anyone.
Right.
I think that takes you out of the box, because that's the only way you're going to learn. If
Hmm.
you don't talk to everybody, man, everybody. And I'm not necessarily asking, like, on my jobs, I tell you what, when people tell me their titles, I'm so not impressed by your title.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even lead with my title of my job. I don't even want them to lead with their title. I want to talk to you, because the way I can find out if you're a butthole, I want to personally call you a butthole, not because I'm going to say VP of sales is a butthole. I'm like, Jim is a butthole. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So that's why you got to talk to everybody. You got to talk to the janitor. You got to talk to everybody.
Everyone. Yeah.
Talk to everyone. Talk to white people, black people, people missing teeth, people, whatever. Everybody gets a shot, and just get to figure out who they are, because people have a wealth of information. I think we just put ourselves in boxes, and we
But those
limit
things are
ourselves.
true though,
It's very
Sean.
true.
It
It's
Yeah.
is true.
true.
It's
It's
not
valid.
everybody. I think that he also said to me, you gotta you gotta play chess, not checkers or something. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't play
Yeah.
either. And it's just kind of like, I was like, I don't play no games. I don't be playing
You
that. I
doing
play
Connect
Uno.
Four, Kiki? You
Right.
like Connect Four?
You playing Uno?
You playing Uno?
Oh, you
You
shrunk my
you drunk?
battleship.
Right.
Right. I'm not playing those things. But
And I get the way
it's
I
true
get it.
though. It really
It's
is.
true.
And it came because it came from experience.
Right.
I
And
remember
even for
people would
him,
a woman um would give me and this was early in my radio career, advice on something that was
Yeah.
totally wrong. And I was just like, yo, I will
It's
never.
up for.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because there are women out here who want to sabotage you because they see what you have and they
Yeah.
want it. And so, I would be a naive person. I would think that, well, not everybody's like that. I mean, even now, you're Jerry, I think you're on the Media Chicks Network
Yeah.
page. I have a Media Chicks Network
Yeah.
page. I didn't invite you, Sean, because girl, I don't know when you be on Facebook, but anyway, so it's a Media Chicks
Never.
Network page. It's a Media Chicks Network page, and I developed it so that women in the media, whether it's print, radio, television, writing, production, whatever, so that you can all network. And there are people from all areas of the country. There's
Right.
North Carolina, you know what I mean? So and so I'm always posting like jobs.
Yeah.
And I think there was one post I posted on there, I'm probably not gonna get this thing. I'm probably not gonna get this job, but I'll put it here just in case somebody is interested in it. And people are like, why? The responses I got were, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you apply? Why wouldn't you apply? Because I've been through so many unfortunately letters.
Ooh,
And you can get many of them. You can get 100 of them, and then at that 101 time, it could be a yes. I get that, but it's just like, I'm just not wasting my time anymore. You go through those experiences. You have been through that hurt and betrayal and women. I don't know if you know them, Sean. There's some evil ass women out there.
Oh, of course,
especially in the media.
Especially period, women, period, black, white, all color, all races, on the job, off the job, whatever. But the thing is if you didn't get to know many, you wouldn't know the wrong ones. So the woman that gave
Chicken George.
I'm telling you now, that's another one of that. That's another one of that Roots one. That's Roots one.
Chicken George.
I'm gonna put you right there. I'm gonna put you right there with Roots. Right there with
no
Roots.
Good. Come on, Chicken George.
Don't you know no good?
Don't you know no good?
Let me holler at you. Because if you didn't talk to everybody, you wouldn't know. Like that woman that gave you that bad advice, if you didn't talk to somebody else and know what good advice is and have your common sense on, you would have listened to her because that's all you listen to. You gotta open it up and you listen to other people. You'd be like, man, I've been doing this wrong for this long because I've been listening to this person. But you gotta listen to people and kind of take in some things. Some things will hit your spirit like, yo, that's it. That's it. Just don't close your circle, keep widening it and just broaden your circle and learn from everybody. Like quit playing. Don't do it. So that's just the way I feel about it.
What you got, Jared?
Going off what you said really quick, Kiki, everyone knows, especially you, looking for a job in this field has been extremely hard. And a lot of people ask me, well, why don't you reach out to this person and that person, whatever. And I think we talked about it before, Kiki. This is it's like a competition. It's such a dominated field. If I go out and reach to that person, how do I know if they're going to give me the good advice or if they're not saving that job or a friend of theirs or themselves? So only people, honestly, that I go to for that type of advice is you and probably like two other friends because I trust y'all. You know what I mean? So, and y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all won't steer me wrong. And you send me stuff and tell me to do this and that. And my friend, she just sent me a job today. My other friend is helping me with my website and I asked you for help. So, but going to other people outside of that, it's a risk because, this field is in any field, but I'm talking about in particular journalism field, it is very competitive and people are in it for themselves. And you don't know if you're going to get that good feedback or that good advice from somebody because of, everyone's in it for themselves. So it's scary, but you have to, just like how you said, LaShawn, you have to put yourself out there. How will you know unless you go out and talk to people? So it's like
it's definitely dog eat dog real, but if you don't put yourself out there, you will never know. And the thing is that people don't understand whenever you say you're not going to take a job or you say, hey, I'm going to pass it on to you. My thing is go ahead and try for it. When you get it, then somebody else. That's how we just got to get to the table. Get to the table. Quit saying, okay, well, I'm not going to take this. I'm going to pass this. You try for both of us. If we all go in there, 10 of us, all of us go for the same job, right? 10 for the same job. It doesn't matter who goes for it. Whoever gets it helps the next person. You can't say I'm dropping out because you're in there. I'm saying, I hope you get it because you get it. Maybe you remember me. Maybe if you don't remember me, the next person that you help get in knows me, can help me. Let's just get to the table. Stop saying there's too many people. This is too crowded. If that's not your entrance, then make another door and go into another entrance. There's another way to get around to it because before, even like we had radio and we had all the disc jockeys and things like that. Now we got social media. People are knocking radio out the box with social media. That's the other door. Go to the other door. You
Mhm.
know, that doesn't work anymore. Find out what else works and do that. I mean,
Mhm.
I talked to a young lady that I was at the home goods store. I be buying stuff from my house all the time. So I was there and I worked with this woman. We used to work at Pier 1. And she asked me, she said, "What are you doing now? Because you're one person that changes a lot of jobs." I said, "Yeah, I just figure out, well, let me try something else." Because you never really know what your niche is or who is there at another job that can change
Right.
you to something else. And you can build upon that.
Right.
Like this job I have now, I'm like, okay, I think I can kind of fix this where it could be a media thing and we can get people in media involved. Immediately, I thought about my girls. But this wasn't a job that was spent for that. It's a job that this is something that I could create on the job. You just got go through another door. It can get you to somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. And if there's 100,000 people going for the same job, go for it anyway.
Go for.
Go
I,
for it.
yeah. Mhm.
A lot of
Go
it is
for it.
also time. It so Jerry and I, the majority of my career life has been in the media. So my thinking is on that level, not making an excuse. That's just how it is. So
Right.
where I'm thinking timing. That's why I'm always extra. That's why I'm always like everything has to be a certain way, and I have to think about that. That's my defense. So I'm thinking time. I got to hurry up and get this done, or I got to figure it out myself, because if I go to this person, they can give me the wrong information and then that's wasted time. It
Mhm.
sounds crazy out loud,
No, it does. Well,
but
you know
to
what?
it sounds crazy out loud, but to someone who lives that life, and hopefully you're watching on YouTube or you're listening to the podcast, you're shaking your head or you're understanding we are our biggest what is it,
Definitely.
Critics.
biggest enemy or biggest
Enemies.
distraction.
Yeah.
We really are, because there's nobody saying anything, and the
Mm-mm.
voices in our head are so loud and
Right.
stopping us. Our fears are so loud. And I used to say this when I worked at the original Whammo. Before I went to Baltimore, I used to say, if you let your fears keep you from flying, you'll never reach your high. And that's a lyric from India Irie, Back to the Middle. And when I would say it, it was just a cliche. I just never thought about it. But then I realized, thanks to a good friend, DJ Boogie, who said to me, you need to listen to yourself sometimes when you say, if you let your fears keep you from flying. Like if you allow your fears, your voices from your fear to be so loud and it stops you from accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, you'll never get anywhere.
You'll
Never.
And so going back to the situation with my good friend, I don't take back what I said. I want to focus more on helping he understands what I'm saying, making sure I'm heard,
right.
making sure
I'm pretty
that
sure
he
I'm pretty sure he got it. And that's why he didn't respond. But like he's like, I got it. You're fine.
Mhm.
He's probably
okay.
thinking your apology was like, oh, she didn't need to apologize. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I'm a person of color. I get it. I mean, he's
Right.
been with his wife. He's probably gotten some extras because he has been with her.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like, well, yeah, well, we did. So
Yeah.
he understands it. But just getting back to you when you were talking about fear and holding you back, it
Yeah.
is so important to me to live life without fear. So important that on my wrist is tattooed. Fear does
Look at
not.
that.
Yeah, me and my nephew both got these. Here we are,
No,
Oh, okay.
these tattoos.
I
And
ain't never seen
you
that
ain't
before.
I
never
never.
seen that?
I ain't never seen that before.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I
It
ain't
says it
never,
ain't never see that. You ain't never seen
never
that
seen
before.
that before.
No.
Yes. And
How
I
she
live
do
by
it?
this.
No, what's her on Medea?
Mm.
Medea,
Oh, oh,
never seen
oh,
that before. But
oh, what's her name?
Medea,
Oh, shut up. But
Hattie.
yeah, so Hattie. So this is my thing. My tattoo says fear does not prevent death. It prevents life. Now that's a Buddhist Buddha said it, but but it's very important to me
That's
because it
dope.
does. It prevents life. It doesn't prevent you from dying, it will prevent you from living. And I will not let that happen to me. So I put it somewhere where I can see it. And me and my nephew both were talking about it, and we both got it tattooed in the same place and the same saying. And we were like, we're not living like that anymore. You know, because COVID taught you one thing. If you were a timely person and time was the way you did everything, COVID taught you, ha ha ha, you ain't doing that now.
Not
so what you
today.
doing now with your time? What are you doing now with your time? COVID taught you, you know, if you feared doing certain things, ha ha ha, here comes COVID. Are you fear of going outside and living? Are you fear? I mean, living is different for us, but it doesn't stop us from living. We can still continue to live. So this whole fear thing, I'm knocking it out the box, and I look at it daily, but I put it on myself, and this is my tattoo, and I'm very serious about that in my life with fear. It's not.
Thank you for sharing that, sugar.
Yeah.
What other tattoos you got?
Well, I ain't gonna say, but let me holler at you. They nice. Let me
Look at Jerry.
Go on, Jerry.
Thank you for allowing me to be transparent. I wanted to share that with you because I know that I was in my own head. And so I was in my own head, and I got a big head.
We all did it.
You know, just
I'm glad you said that.
I'm glad you noticed.
I'm glad you noticed that. Yeah.
What you not gonna do?
You be pulled way back from the camera. When you pull up on it, you be all full screen.
See, I was gonna say something about your nose, but I'm not gonna do that.
Kiki.
Well, hey, back up now.
Let me hold you.
Can you smell this? Can you smell it?
Yeah.
You smell
What is that? A Moscato?
Nope.
Oh, that's a Riesling. I got it.
Nope. You need to blow your nose.
I can't get that one. That's that cheap. That's that Boone's Farm. That's why I didn't get that.
We ended the show now. Let's get out of here. Jared, why don't you tell everybody how they can find past episodes?
Oh Lord, do not be late with that. Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, Jerry, you go first.
Go first, Jerry.
To find past episodes of the Hey Girl Hey podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Podbean, Anchor FM, Live 365, SoundCloud, Google Play, YouTube, and UrbanMediaToday.com.
Podcast. It's Google Podcast.
Listen.
It's Google Podcast.
Okay. Google Podcast.
It's Google Podcast. Okay.
Google Podcast. Okay.
It's okay. LaShawn, what you got?
Let me holler at y'all.
Holla at
me. Let me holler at y'all. So there's a couple ways you can reach us. You can find us on that Instagram. You can find us at Instagram at Hey Girl Hey Podcast 2018, right? And then you can find us on the Facebook, right? Let me holler at you. Y'all listening? All right, you can find us on Facebook at the Hey Girl Hey Podcast. All right. And then on that Twitter, y'all listen. I'm seeing y'all listen. You can find us at Hey Girl Hey 2018. All right. So then oh yeah. Let me tell you about this one. Let me holler about this one. You can email us. You can email us at the Hey Girl Hey podcast at gmail.com. Right. Oh yeah. One more. Let me tell you about this one right here. You can call us if you have like any show ideas or anything like that, and you just want to talk to us. You know, if you want to get on the show or something like that, you know, you can call us. So you can call us at 412. What is that? 709-66130. Yep. Call us. All right. Thanks. I had to get close for that one because, you know, sometimes people be messing up. If you don't get close so they can hear it, yeah. All
right. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
Yes. And I am LaShawn, the chatter chick.
And I am your millennial chick, Jerry Tipton.
Jerry Tipton. Who has not seen School Days.
No.
Okay.
Who has not seen Boys in the Hood.
Whoa, I seen that.
I give her. She ain't seen Roots.
Yeah, I haven't seen Roots. Great. I mean, well, you probably seen one episode, but you know, it was on all week when I was young. Whole week of Roots. Mm-hmm.
Hey, before we go, did you guys see Judas and the Messiah?
Not yet.
Is
it on one of them special channels?
Nah, yeah, it's on HBO Max. You gotta pay your bill.
Oh no, I can't do that.
It's dope. It's really good.
Is it good?
Remember we talked about David Kaluuya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I take everything back.
You should have a long time ago. He's a good actor.
I didn't.
He changed his voice and everything for that. I was listening.
Listen, he embodies Fred Hampton. You know who Fred Hampton was, right?
No,
Jerry.
Huh?
You don't know Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton. You can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
He said Fred Hammond. No,
I said Hampton, not Hammond.
She said, "Oh, that's Fred Hammond. Was that him? That's that big light skinned dude."
Everybody say bless, 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 bless.
Blessed in
Late in the midnight hour.
Oh,
God's
yeah,
gonna turn it around.
and around.
Gonna work in your favor. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, but Jerry can tell you every episode of the Power Rangers. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, Jerry. That was you just didn't know about the other stuff.